Okay, let's live chat. Okay, hi guys. So anyway, since while we're waiting for people to come in, I'll tell you how this kind of all started. When I came to YouTube originally, I started watching all these prepper channels and all these nomad channels, and I watched, the van, Bob Wells, and all the different people that lived in their vans. And I thought that was like kind of a fun thing to do, go do that, travel around the country and that sort of thing. And I didn't give it a lot of thought, because I was busy working. My mother was still alive. I was taking care of her. And, it just was something in the back of my mind. And then as time went on, uh, it was still something I considered, but it wasn't something that, that I thought was going to happen. But then I decided that I was going to make it happen. I was going to get out of real estate because real estate had gotten really bad, especially in downtown. And Zillow had kind of taken over. And since I was mainly a downtown agent, I didn't have signs in people's yards. So unless I paid Zillow money every month to put my face on my listings, somebody else would pay to look like they had listed the property that I did, and they would get my buyers. And so they ended up cutting me out of half of my commission. And then, the world started turning, and all this political stuff started happening. And I, you know, I wanted to be able to speak freely. And when you're a real estate agent, you can be sued. Your broker can be sued. The state can investigate you for having a cat in a building where you're not supposed to have a cat. That's how ridiculous it is. So I got rid of, I started closing out that business and decided I would just go get a job. Since I had turned 62, I decided to get my Social Security early. And so that's what I did. I went and got a job, and I really liked the job because it was so physical. It got me in better shape. I started to feel much better. And, when the day was done, I was done. I didn't have people still calling me. I used to have customers call me at 10 o'clock at night. And, hate to say it, but I mean, a lot of people have no idea that you get paid only when the deal gets through, and you're not making tons of money in the meantime. And they'll get out a deal over nothing. They'll fire you over nothing. So it's a terrible way to live. So I really enjoyed that part of it. And I'd really rather get a van, but then COVID came along. And when COVID came along, everything shut down. So I couldn't even buy a car. And all the homeless people disappeared off the street for a while. And it was very safe to walk around. But when they came back, there was nothing for them. There was no place for them to eat. There was nobody in the city to give them any extra change. It got very dangerous. And I even got followed by the mall because the subway takes you there. And I had to turn around and face the guy with my pepper spray and just look at him like, you going to try something? If you're going to try something, bring it on. And then he went the opposite way. But I had to do the same thing with another guy in downtown. So it just got really super dangerous. There was nobody at the subway station. And, but some ne'er-do-wells. And in fact, one girl even like announced that she was going to beat me up. And some guy, he intervened and came over and started talking to me, and she didn't. But it got very racial, very tense. And, I just wanted to get a car. So I got a car. I couldn't get a van. They didn't even have a van in the lot. And people thought, oh, we're going to get deals now, but there were no deals to be had. You had to take what you could get because they had closed down all the car auctions. So the dealers didn't have many cars. So, I like the car. I love the car. As a matter of fact, I'll hate to give it up, but I definitely think I'll be looking for a van. And that's basically it. So when this happened, I haven't had a drink all day. I've been running around. When this actually happened, this week or whatever, the week before, I was like sick to my stomach. I was like, oh my God, I know I'm prepared for this, but, I'm not prepared for this. So it was really, I lost a lot of weight in the beginning, and started, I had everything I needed to do it. but I wasn't prepared. You know, it's a small car. I didn't have I had the bedding and everything in here. I had water and food in my trunk, you know, and I had, you know, already bought the toilet. I actually own 3 toilets. Um, I had all kinds of camping equipment in a locker, so I went and got that. But then after I got the parking space secured, then I started to ease up a little bit. And of course, I talked to the people that I was staying with. They wanted me to come back. And I said, well, you know, if I'm a problem, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be a problem for you, you know. So if we enter into another lockdown, I'll go back. Obviously, that's what you're going to have to do. But because if everything shuts down, you know, I can't go to a gym. I can't, you know, hang out on the street. I have to be inside of a house. So at that point, then that's what I would do. But it's working out, and I'd say yesterday was probably the worst day because I worked all day, and I just felt, you know, like dirty, and I wanted to get a shower, and I ended up going this morning to the house where I was staying, and you know, getting a shower, dyeing my hair, and getting things. I felt great, and then getting to the locker to try and get more things sorted out in my trunk. Who's here? Anybody I know? I didn't think about this. I should have a cough drop or something. I'm new at the lives, so it's uh, it's not something I'm prepared for either. I'll just fly by the seat of my pants, and we'll see if I have any cough drops in here. But you know, if you're in this kind of situation, and I think a lot of people will be, because the landlords can start evicting people, and a lot of people have been taking the unemployment and not working. And you know, I can't tell you how many people say they can't find employees anywhere. They're going to end up, you know, having a hard time to get a job. Everyone's going to be looking for a job at the same time, so they're going to have a hard time. And I think you will see a lot of people that are on the street. But you know, I don't know. One thing that's true is that now that I'm out of the city, I don't see a lot of the things that I saw before, and I understand how people are unaware of what's really going on because they just they don't see it. You know, they're sitting in these nice quiet neighborhoods, and they don't really know how, you know, people are behaving in the cities. It's really gotten dangerous. In fact, one of the places where I drove through all the time to go to work, um, kids were like popping willies. Time Chaser, hey, how nice to see you. How are you? Yeah, there were kids popping willies on their bikes, and the police weren't doing anything about it. And then finally, about 300 of them went through another town. The police did arrest one person, everybody else got away. But there's been like about 4 or 5 shootings in that area in just the last week. People have been told that they should have a bad attitude, so they have a bad attitude. And you know, I don't want to be anywhere near downtown, in any downtown actually. You know, you just don't know what's going on downtown. If you're driving through, you have no idea. You have to take the bus or walk the streets. I'm doing pretty good. You know, it's still, I don't know how things are going to go. I don't know how long I'll be able to do this, but it could be for a long time, especially if I get a van. But I don't know. They're cracking down on people even parking in the street. You know, it's kind of weird because, you know, I really don't care for the homeless because I've had a lot of trouble with the homeless and I am homeless. But there's working homeless, there's crazy homeless, and that's what we have a lot of in the city, is the crazy homeless people that are very dangerous. So I just, you know, I'm very thankful to be out of there. So even if I'm in my car, I'm still much safer than I was living downtown. But I think I did see you a long time ago. You were on some video, but I don't see you much, Time Chaser. You don't. I see you sometimes. I'll be lurking in Mark Fun Jones's lives, and I'll see you there. But I don't see you that many places. I do like to lurk. I don't really like to have conversations because I'm usually relaxing when I'm watching the live chats, and I don't want to sit there and type. And, you know, so I just really watch. Well, that person's gone pretty fast. It's been a long day. Yeah. Yeah, I had to laugh because I don't know if you're still paying attention to Demonic Abyss, but as soon as I saw, you know, his video about dreaming and YouTube channels, I thought, oh my goodness, this is going to get Billy all riled up again. So I don't watch Billy, but what I do is I'll go onto Nez's community page, because if Billy puts something out, it'll be on there, because I never know what channel he has going at that particular moment, and that's how I'll find out if he has a video out. So I didn't watch it all because I was busy, but I did see that, you know, he's going back to the past. He was you know, putting up his old stuff, and I just thought, everyone's over it. You know, I mean, everyone, there are a lot of people stayed friends, but, you know, basically everybody's over it, you know. We already been there, done that. We know what you're about, you know. You're an angry person, and if anything, you had a lot of charm. He was a charming guy until you got to know him. I don't know if he can get back to that, but we had fun for a little while. Wow, this place is just dead. Yeah, he does. He really does. I mean, who cares about 2017? I mean, I'm sure it was magical. I think that, you know, Supreme Leader, he's hysterical. I'm sure he was, you know, really fun to see his videos. I'm sure there was a lot of camaraderie. But, you know, to go back and like say, no, it has to be this way, and you don't know what you're talking about. I mean, who cares? I mean, I probably was there on the edge in 2017 because I started watching Camo Dave. I found him through the Nomads. So I probably did, you know, I did, I guess that's where I found Billy, was he was, Camo Dave would put his videos up. But, you know, I mean, who cares? I mean, you know, everybody's, it's been years now. Everyone's moved on, you know. I'm not going to keep fighting over the same, you know, explanations about 2017. Who cares? You know, if you go around to these other areas, because I lurk in all kinds of streams, you know, people are doing some horrible things to each other. And, you know, I will say one thing about this group, I don't think it's gotten that bad. You know, people don't, you know, swat you. They don't show up at your house. They don't, you know, call your children. They don't, you know, go to your schools and call CYS on you and stuff like that. But why? You know? RJ63. Hey, man. How are you? Yes, we were just talking about our favorite person, Billy. And I really do like Billy Don Under the best. I mean, he really should have stuck with that name. That was the best. You know, this Welcome Back Carter, this old TV show routine, you know. I don't know why he lost himself in that, but there's got to be more to do in Australia than watch television. So, and I don't want to turn this into a bash Billy, but I knew when Dumonic put out that and mentioned him, I knew he was going to come back, and he came back with all his old stuff, and it's like, oh, now we got to relive 2017 again. Are you? Oh, I hope you do swat Cherry Sherry. Oh man, she is so funny. That girl, I haven't seen her in a long time, but she's hysterical. You are too. Yeah, Billy, do you think it's acting? You know, I mean, based on, you know, his haircut, I have to wonder about that, if it's really acting, you know, because he's got, you know, that hair's flying everywhere, and I want him to take off the hat so I can see if he's bald or not. Because it's, if you have hair up there, then that's fine. But if you're, you know, have a bald head and you're letting your hair get that long, then that's kind of, you know, ew, you know? So I don't know what happened to him. It can't be that serious what goes on YouTube to turn him into, you know, whatever he's turned into. It can't be that serious. He does get the views. Yeah, I'll give you that. He would get more views if he would branch out a little bit, you know? Why do you stick with the same thing? You stick with the same people. You know, it's the same story over and over again. And, you know, half those guys have said they would like to be nice to him. You think it's a wig? Oh, wow. See, I'm naive about these things. If it's a wig, then that would make me very happy. I would be happy for him. You know, because Nez goes for those guys with that stringy, you know, crazy hair. Hey, Totally Kathy, what's up? I miss you, Totally Kathy. I don't see you. I don't see you very much anymore, and I can't make comments to tell you that I've watched. But I miss you. You're one of the Gales. Yeah, we're just, you know, we're just hashing out where we've been and where we are now. But I am thankful, though, that I met everybody. Yeah. Well, if he's bald, he's putting the hat over it. And, you know, I hate to tell him, but I have 18-inch arms, too, you know. I mean, I don't like to, you know, act too tough and everything, but I used to lift weights, and that muscle stays with you, you know. And it's really crazy now that I'm losing weight. The muscles are popping out. You know, Kathy, I wish you wouldn't let them get to you. I know it's hard, but they're always going to be there, you know? And it doesn't matter what they say, you know, because it has nothing to do with who you are and how we as your friends look at you. You know, we don't look at you that way. I mean, the way I, you know, sort of like, you know, I'm even like doing these lives, you know, just looking all scraggly here, no makeup, you know, just being myself. It was hard to do because as women, you know, we're told we have to be, you know, a certain way. But, you know, I mean, if we live that way, we'll never get anywhere. You know, we can't. Let me find out. You said something there. RJ's laughing, but yeah, I might be able to take Billy, you know, if I had to. Yeah, Kathy, you really do. You have to get tougher. You're a beautiful person. We enjoy you being out and about. I mean, you know, you're missed. We'd like to see you out and about, you know. I'm glad you came in. I really am. I think that was, what the heck's that guy's name from Ohio? I think that was the troll that made a comment to you. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I mean, you know, none of us are perfect, you know. If that's one of your imperfections, you know, it's okay. But you're missed. It's just like Time Chaser says, you're missed. You know, we like to see you, like to see you around. And very rarely I will go, seriously. Oh boy, I've slayed some big ones, let me tell you. I have slayed some big ones, but we won't talk about that. But yeah, I usually get people in the end. And I don't have to really even lift a finger. It's just a mind game. Oh, but you should feel better. Yeah, that was who it was. I think that was Rippy that made that comment to you that I found on my thing. Eric the Goat Guy, I know who you are. Hi. Hi, Eric. Aren't you that one that was in Vegas with Rosie? Is that you, Eric? Let me see here. I missed a few here. Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of her at all, I have to say. And I know some people are getting along and that's fine, but I'm not a fan at all. I'm certainly not impressed. Okay, well, hi Eric. Nice to meet you. Everybody say hi to Eric. He's new around here. And that's wrong. That's, you know, whose business is your personal life? You know, I mean, why do people do these things? I don't understand. I saw she left a threat for you. I don't remember if it was on her channel or on your channel, but she left a threat that she was going to do such and such to you. And I'm thinking, why? Because, you know, you don't like, you know, go along with whatever she wants to push, you know. I mean, I saw her make some kind of comment about the higher echelon of life. And I said, lady, you know, I mean, Google William Dietrich, okay, is one of my customers. He was also someone who lived in my building. He was a neighbor, 625 square feet he lived in. He was worth 6 to 700 million When he died, he left all his money to CMU, University of Pittsburgh, Duquesne. I mean, that impresses me. Not you, weirdo, wherever the hell you are from Mississippi. Well, let me see what you said here before that. I missed a little bit. Um, the marsupial pouch. I'll tell you, RJ, life would be so boring without you around. My goodness, you come up with them. Yeah, I mean, Google the guy. And I mean, I could drop all kinds of names, but I mean, that's stupid. I don't have that kind of money. Who cares? They're just people. You breathe the same air as they do. And I mean, it's like, a nice guy, running around in his blue robe, running downstairs to go into, he had a little office down there where he rode his bike. And when I saw him on television at the University of Pittsburgh giving away some money, he had on his crazy red pants he used to always wear. He didn't walk around with an attitude, he didn't walk around like, everybody look at me. I mean, it's just crazy. And there were people that did do that, though, and they were people that had just come into money, lawyers and things like that. They weren't people who had a lot of money. I mean, there were some people that had a lot of money because back in the day, there were only two choices downtown. So the very rich people lived either at the Gateway or Chatham Tower. Well, Eric, I'm going to have to check you out. Okay, yeah. Well, I haven't watched her in a while. I do enjoy her, and when I want to be calm, I really enjoy her. But I'm trying to think what I've been watching lately. Exactly, name dropping. I mean, but I guess the reason why, I feel the need to with her is like, who does she think she's impressing? I mean, she's just an ordinary person, and it's okay. Good for you. You have a house, you made a decent life for yourself. You can put on false eyelashes and look pretty. Go for it. No one cares. No one's impressed. So when you go out of your way to, tell us how great you are, I just sit there and laugh to myself. What's wrong with you, lady? But, I guess it works, if your name's Tim G or something. I don't know. She seems to impress some people. But, I mean, she's a very, you know, small time person. She's certainly nothing that anybody should look up to. But anyway, I don't want to. I guess I do want to mock people. I guess I do have that part of my personality. I can't really stop myself. But it's just, when they're being ridiculous. If you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. And that's how I've always been. If somebody's not nice to me, then they did that to themselves. So what else can I say? Is anybody still here? Oh, good. 6 people are here, and it's like all my favorite people. So that's really good right there. I love MFJ. You know what? I would really like to get my Mind Garden channel going. I really would like to be able to get into art again. I mean, that was so funny. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Kathy. It's all I have is honesty, nothing else. Okay, so let's see here. I got to get my iPad out so I can read the iPad instead of go on the phone. You've been hanging out and trying to save money for a van. Oh, okay, and working a lot. That's what I want to do too. I think, if you're in a van, you at least have that privacy. I do have tinted windows, so you can't really see in here. But, I'm like, a little varmint in a hole, like looking around. But the space I have is very private. There aren't too many people that would even see me. Okay, Kathy, you do get up very early. That's another reason I miss you. But yeah, please come back. I'll try to come on earlier sometimes too, because not everybody can be up at this hour. But thank you so much. We miss you, and definitely get a tougher skin. Definitely. Can't let those kind of people get you down. I don't know why they want to get you down. That's their problem, not yours. But have a good night and you take care, okay? Thanks for coming in. Night, night. Oh, Chrome. I haven't watched him either. I started watching him. I started watching Chrome when Caravan Carolyn went to, she went to visit him. And I really, really liked him, started watching him. And then I didn't really, I don't watch the Nomads that much anymore. Sometimes I might watch Bob Wells. But I don't even watch Camo Dave anymore, you know. Once in a while, I'll go take a peek. But I hear a lot of people talking about him now, so he's obviously getting more popular. But I'm trying to think. You know, I wish Lion 227 would come back. Now I know, RJ, I love you. So I really don't agree with anything that he said. But I don't think that he realized, you know, that everybody really liked him and enjoyed him. And sometimes we couldn't, like I couldn't talk because it was like 2 in the morning. And if I was awake when he came on, then I'm just going to listen. You know, I can't really talk. It's not that I don't want to, but I can't. But I used to find it very entertaining whenever he had, you know, his live streams. But again, that turned into, you know, a shit show because certain people were antagonizing each other. And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, just let it go. Let it go. We were friends. Everybody likes each other. Let's just let it go, you know? And that's one thing I'll say, Eric, if you're still here, Eric, that's one thing that Rosie does so well, is she knows how to stay out of trouble. They were really fun, and I like to watch you guys. I mean, I like my favorite, and this is something that'll, you'll understand this. I used to love to watch you guys interact with each other. All of you guys, you know, Aaron, you know, Do, and everybody. I used to love to watch everybody interacting. And I didn't really want to say anything. I just wanted to watch you guys interacting. But then when I would see you guys on Nez's stream, I would just sit there like, oh, can't you see through her? Can't you see through her? It used to drive me crazy because when Roland did that original, he did that thing about the Boyd, and he put in, that was that Robert Palmer, Why Can't We Be Friends? And I was shocked as heck that I was even mentioned in there. I didn't even know anybody, you know, knew who the heck I was, and so was Nez. And then she started like sending, like I'd go to like one of Roland's you know, videos, and she'd have hearts and love, and it was just, she was like taking them over, you know what I mean? It was like, well, I'm certainly not going to leave a heart. I don't want to look like I'm this person. And she didn't like women. You could tell she did not want women. She only wanted men around. And so, you know, I was like, I'd be watching and I'd be like, oh my goodness, can't you tell she doesn't even like you, Sunny Girl, you know? And, you know, you're there and you're giving her money, and she's, you know, she just wants the men. She's just one of those women that just, and I believe that about Molly too. She just wants the men. That's it. She doesn't really like women. RJ, I don't want to miss. What did you say there? Am I going to, I've never been to Burning Man, Eric. I've never, the furthest west I've been would probably be just, you know, Ohio and, you know, getting off a plane somewhere and switching over. Did you really, RJ? Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't watch her now, you know, but there was a time when it was pretty funny to watch her, you know, when all that was going down. You got a squirrel getting some nuts. I love that song. Churr, Dodgy, churr. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so glad you came in. But I've never been to Burning Man, and I don't really like crowds, you know. And I think people say it's changed, but I wouldn't know. Churr, Dodgy, churr. That's so funny. How are you doing? What's going on in New Zealand? What's your weather like? It's winter for you, right? Didn't you have some floods not too long ago? Yeah, we're just sitting here discussing the state of 2017 because we're about to see it again. Uh, like we want to see it again. I'm like, dude, stop, stop, don't say it. He said it. And we're going to get it now. We're going to have to rehash the whole darn thing. Did you really? What for, goat guy? You had a billy goat? Oh, what happened? Just get old and pass? Okay, well, thank you for stopping in, Dodgy. I do appreciate it. Love you. Yeah. I haven't really seen Mark Jones go live in a long time. Is he going live lately? He's more into the skating now. And that was another thing. You know, I'm like, I want to like reach out and say, get away from her, Mark. Don't you know what she's doing? Oh my goodness. Drive by Dodgy. Oh, hit and run just for fun. Yep. So Eric, what happened to your goat? What happened to your goat, Eric? If you're still there. I'm sitting by an ATM. There's a lot of people using it at this hour. Oh, that's awful. Oh no, they killed your goats. Oh, that's terrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, see, I wouldn't, you know, you'll hear people say that, like, well, we're just going to open up our land. But let me tell you, I mean, like I said, I've been around a lot of homeless people in downtown. There are a lot of very dangerous homeless people. One time I went to the casino with a friend of mine. We got off the subway and there were bloody footprints up and down the, you know, and I wasn't really like into YouTube where I was filming. I was doing YouTube, but I wasn't really, because I would have filmed that, believe me, that probably got a million hits. But so there were bloody footprints upstairs and downstairs. And so we could see there was a Port Authority police car and there was a Pittsburgh police car. We went into the casino. We were only there for about a half hour or an hour. When we came back, all the blood was still there. And it was obvious the person had gotten off the subway car and been stabbed in the gut or something. And there were people, children, people, everybody's just walking through the blood, waiting for the subway. It was the strangest thing I'd ever seen. It did not make the news, but I figured, oh, it's probably one of those homeless guys with the knives. That's awful. I mean, you can't trust them. You want to help, but you can't. Wow. RJ, I want to move south, and I can't, you know, my good friend Sandy, she's moving to Florida, and I don't think Florida is going to be for me. So I'm thinking about the Carolinas. But I have, other than driving through, you know, when I've been to Florida and I've driven through those states, I don't really know much about them. But it seems like North Carolina is probably the most affordable and is probably a good option for me. But, you know, I've kind of like gotten down to just a locker now, and I'm going to get rid of a lot of that stuff. I gave away a lot of furniture and things like that, and then some things. I had a $2,000 table that used to be in the Kaufman's beauty parlor. I think it was called La Dome, or I can't remember what it was called. And I'm trying to take that out the very last day, and it fell off of my flatbed, and all the glass broke. And you know, I cleaned up the glass and I took it in and I saw the maintenance guy and I said, this table does not want to leave the building, so please take it. So they have a shop. I'm sure it's in the shop. And then I left behind a really pretty oriental table that I just couldn't fit everything in my car, and I was exhausted at that point. You know, I saved my favorite stuff for last, which I realize now was a mistake. I should have moved that first because I couldn't fit it. Finally, the last day I had to go to work. I was, you know, cleaning the apartment until 5 in, you know, the evening. And, you know, I thought I was going to be homeless the next day, and it turned out to be 26 degrees. And I had my battery, I had my electric blanket, but everywhere I went, people were like, "Are you okay? Can we help you?" You know, and then the one place I was sitting, they called the cops on me. So I was like, oh my goodness, you know, people just won't leave me alone, you know? I mean, that isn't how this is supposed to work, you know? Yeah, I think that's way too hot in Florida. And I don't know, I've been to Florida a couple times. I really am not that crazy about Florida. I'm not necessarily a beach person, but I do want to be in warmer weather. Yeah, South Carolina is probably better than North Carolina, but I also thought it might be a little too expensive for me, you know? I mean, just being real. It's true though. They're off their medication, and nobody can, you know, nobody can house them. That's why they're out there. I mean, they're really cleaning up Venice Beach, and now you see they're moving into the city. And I guess, you know, they should have left open the mental institutions, but I guess people were so concerned about people's civil rights, you know, that they didn't, you know, they make the decision, they put you away for the rest of your life. You know, I mean, I understand that's a pretty tough decision to make, but you can't just let these people, you know, live on the sidewalks, you know. I mean, just can't, you can't do it. I mean, these people have these expensive properties, and, you know, I know with my own experience, just walking a block or two from the subway to where I lived, you know, it's 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock, sometimes it's midnight, and, you know, they want to have a conversation with you. It's like, do you think that this lady walking up the street wants to have a conversation with you because you're just talking to me because you want to ask me for money, or maybe you want to hit me over the head, or maybe you want to take my bag? You know, I mean, it's like, what's wrong with you? I don't want to talk to you. It's the middle of the night. Just stay away from me. I do think I kind of want to be close to the coast, but um, it just depends what the areas are like. You know, what kind of people are there. Because, you know, I'm getting old here. I'm 63. I don't want to, you know, keep popping around to different places. I want to get myself settled so that, you know, when I can't do things, I'm somewhere, you know, where I have weather that I like, and, you know, the kind of people that I want to be around. I don't want to be around here, let me tell you. Pittsburgh's something else, you know. Oh my goodness, I have a low battery. I have a battery in the car to charge this, but I'm not going to get out and get it out of the trunk. So I guess I'm going to say thank you so much for coming. I'm going to do this on a regular basis. I hope you come back. I love you guys. You know that. And let's just hope we can all like start chatting again, you know. Let's start having some live streams and everybody get back together friendly. You know, Billy doesn't have to come in. He can stay away. But I do hope you're right, RJ. I hope this is all an act and he's really not this crazy person, but I don't know about that. Take the hat off. We need to know what is underneath that hat, Billy down under. Night, RJ. Take care. Thank you, Time Chaser. Thank you, Eric, the goat guy, for coming in. Dodgy, have a good day at work. And Kathy, you just have a wonderful evening. I don't think I missed anybody. I hope I didn't. I mean, 5 or 6 people were here, so I think I got everyone. But thank you all for coming in, okay? Talk to you soon.